Hello, my name is Levi. I don't have a cool YouTube screen name. Uh, Whatever, don't need one. The point I'm trying to make today is about the whole idea of religion trying to be put back into school, which I feel is wrong. Um, I just don't like the idea of that when preachers or people who know what they're talking about and pretty much Mike Huckabee saying that the reason why these things are happening in our schools is because God is not in our schools. I am an atheist and I don't hide it, but I do find something really wrong with this, but not an atheist kind of a view. I used to go to church for a while, helped out with ministries, played music for kids, try to change kids' lives, and did that for about 7 years. Um, that didn't that Nothing about that made me become an atheist. I was with good people all around me all the time, when I was going to church. After I left church, not leaving church because I hated it, pretty much leaving church but because I didn't like it. Not that I didn't like it, but I didn't feel I needed to go anymore, and it was interrupting into my selfish, personal, you know, time. So, um, going back to this whole thing about the reason why these shootings are happening inside of our schools is due to the fact that there is no religion in school. Um, my whole point was that when we get these people who are not, I want to say religious fanatics, because I don't think Mike Huckabee was ever is a religious fanatic. He just puts his own opinions out there, which is legal and fine, and I'll protect that. But the comment he made that because God's not in our schools, this is the reason why so many massacres at elementary, high school level, and even colleges are, all these mass murders. Uh, and I was kind of grown up to believe that God, to the true believer, is always in his heart, is always in the true believer's heart, and whoever accepted Jesus' resurrection, God will always be with them. Jesus will always be with them. So, in the fact that there is no God in our schools is kind of pretty much bunked, because each person that walk into that school, each kid, each young child, they all have their own, God. If they truly believe in their faith, then God is in their hearts and God is in their minds, and every single day at school. So the whole idea of God not being in school or God not being allowed in school is false. Um, it's completely false, because this guy should know that God is in your hearts, no matter what. Okay? And I'm saying this as an atheist. So that did not make any sense to me whatsoever, and kind of irritated me, and turned into more of a talking point to me that I felt. Uh, Pretty much the two talking points on both sides of the aisles about this, and one, yeah, we need more God in schools, and to me that's hiding the fact that no, maybe we need more gun control in schools. And I've heard a lot of different ways of fixing all these massacres at schools, about arming, having a few professionally armed people that are trained and are not mentally handicapped or mentally disturbed in any way. So, to protect our schools, having one or two or three, you know, uh, veterans, war veterans. I'm not saying the ones that fought in Vietnam War, but the ones that are coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan and Pakistan, and coming home not to find jobs. Yeah, it might be a great idea to have two or three of them Give them jobs. 2, 3, or 4, or 5 of them. Give them jobs at big colleges. At elementary schools. Um, you know, having them be the security guards of the school. We get veterans off the streets. We get veterans to feel like they're doing something just, which they felt like for probably the whole time they were there doing their tours in Iraq, Afghanistan, whatever. And when they come back home, they have no idea for a job. So yeah, it's a good idea, a very good idea to have these people, have these trained military figures. I don't know how many at a school need to be there, but yeah, maybe a few of them holding a weapon and showing the kids at the school that stuff like this aren't going to be tolerated, and to you know kind of scare the people who feel that they're going to do it out of not doing it. And there's always the point that they could not give a crap about what security is at the school, and if it is a military aspect or veterans of foreign wars, you know, guarding our schools. And that's a fine idea. It's not a bad idea at all. It might, yeah, to me, most likely, it's going to prevent a lot. But also, you don't know. You can have that one, and sorry to say, you can have that one veteran come home and is not all right in the head because of the way they were taken care of or taken care of after they came back home. Possibly not getting the right medical treatment or psychological treatment. So, there's so many things we can do to try to stop this, and most likely it's not going to stop. It's human nature to go off in deep ends, and sometimes. I feel so sorry for all those kids that lost their lives so early, so horribly. Because it was horrible. But that does not mean that God is not in our schools. If you raise your children to believe in God, to believe in Jesus, and to believe in Jesus' resurrection, and that means that the Holy Ghost, Jesus and God are always going to be in their hearts. So like I said again, that means religion has not left the school. It's up to the kids in that school to go out if they want to show off their religious practices. They should be able to, by themselves, go out and have a prayer ritual every morning. Just because a school needs to have a club to have a Christian, yeah. Sorry, let me phrase that. The reason why, I lost my train of thought. It was pretty much the point of you don't need clubs in schools to glorify your God. If you have your friends who feel the same about their convictions as you do, then couldn't you get your friends together and just go out to what I feel I used to do before I was an atheist, at my high school. We would walk out maybe once, twice a week, and sometimes on special holidays, and hold a big prayer meeting around a flagpole. And we did this probably once or twice a month, and that was the students who wanted to do it. We never got ridiculed or anything, and that's fine. But to say that our schools, things like this happen at our schools, are due to the fact that God is not in our schools, which in my head He is every day, and in the hearts of all those kids and families who have believed in Jesus' resurrection. So to me, Mike Huckabee's case of God not being allowed in school is a bogus claim. Even being an atheist and having grown up in a Christian church and did so much for the Christian church and helped out so much, it was a good feeling. But I don't know what else to point out about that. I just think that these people who come on talk shows to put up a bulletin point on something they really don't maybe understand in their head, or they didn't think it through. And so I guess that's my piece. And this is my very first web blog or vlog or whatever you want to call it. My first YouTube post up with an opinion instead of my kid rolling around. Um, so get back to me. Any comments are fully given to me because I love comments and I love to debate and to say, yeah, maybe you're right in your comment. So please, when you get this and when you see it, respond and like. And again, this is SP Baggins saying, have some good thoughts tonight. And I want to hear some intellectual arguments about whatever you feel that I say is wrong. Please respond. Thank you very much.